Next on Worcester News tonight, a second man faces charges in the theft of human remains from Hope Cemetery. And UMass Amherst goes on lockdown with reports of an active shooter on campus. Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCona. Developing story tonight, an all clear on campus of the University of Massachusetts Amherst. This after reports of an armed assault on a student. UMass police say the campus is now safe, but they did put a shelter in place into effect earlier this evening. They say a handgun was shown but not fired during an incident in Pierpoint Hall. The victim suffered a cut to the head and is being treated. According to the university, the suspects have fled the campus and police are searching for them. They are not believed to be UMass students. UMass police also say the incident does not appear to be a random act. A homeless shelter in the city is home to a U.S. Congressman tonight. Jim McGovern staying overnight tonight at the Interfaith Hospitality Network homeless shelter of Greater Worcester. It's located on June Street. The shelter is for families with children. McGovern hopes to raise awareness with his stay and also get a better understanding of life at the shelter. The shelter says it's a positive having the congressman see firsthand what they do.
I think it's great that he's here. He's actually getting to experience what really goes on here, which hopefully makes him feel that much stronger about helping support us and to make it keep supporting us.
This is the congressman's second time staying overnight at the shelter. A malfunctioning signal outside Boston South Station causes massive delays, including on the commuter rail. There's no word yet on when the problem might be fixed. Passengers on the Worcester-Framingham line and other commuter rail lines west and south of the city had to get off trains before South Station and take MBTA trains, or in some cases even walk to their destination. Amtrak actually operates the signal, and it too has delays from trains leaving Boston. The problem wasn't fixed in time for the afternoon commute, and the whole situation has Governor Charlie Baker frustrated.
I'm incredibly frustrated about this, all right? We just went through the coldest recorded weather weekend in history. We had rails break all over the place, but our emergency operations center did the work it was supposed to do, and as a result, for the most part, service was not affected by that. To have this happen and to find out about it at 6 o'clock in the morning and to be scrambling around trying to figure out how to help people deal with their morning commute was not the preferred route for any of us. And I get the frustration, believe me.
Not all the Framingham-Worcester trains were delayed, but the impact was being felt by commuters this evening. Our Brittany Schaefer has more.
This train coming into Worcester's Union Station was on time, but not many on the commuter rail line were on Thursday. The delays causing a difficult commute for many people trying to get to work.
Because obviously if that's their only transport and it's shut down, then, you know, how are they going to get to work?
Austin Smith says he was visiting his brother in Boston. He avoided South Station and saw no delays.
It was on time. I think South Station was closed.
On our first trip, it was delayed on our way back.
The MBTA says outbound trains on the Framingham-Worcester line will leave from Back Bay Station this evening. The 8:30 p.m. train from Worcester has been canceled. Last year at this time, the line also saw significant delays because of a large snowstorm.
Last year it was probably really bad. People were probably late for work often. This year, not so much. We've only really had 2 big storms.
I guess it's more over preparing for snow, and if there isn't any good, and if there is, then just getting off as fast as possible.
Now, riders we spoke with today say they are just happy to see no snow on the tracks today as compared to last year. At Union Station in Worcester, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
A second Connecticut man faces charges in the thefts of human remains from Worcester's Hope Cemetery. He faced a judge this morning in Worcester the day after another man, Amador Medina, was indicted by a grand jury. Our Patricia Nicholas has the story.
Felix Delgado is arraigned in Central District Court Thursday morning. He is the second person connected to the theft of human remains from Hope Cemetery.
Police allege on the 9th of October 2015 disinterment of a body, and that is 8 counts.
The district attorney's office says Delgado, who is from Connecticut, removed human remains from 2 mausoleums in Hope Cemetery. They allege he was going to sell them to people who use skeletons for religious purposes.
Search warrant was conducted on his residence on February 2nd of 2015, and human remains were found in the basement of his residence, which are currently being examined by the Connecticut Office of Medical Examiner with anthropologists from the Massachusetts Medical Examiner's Office.
Prosecutors say 4 people are connected to this crime, including Amador Medina. He was indicted this week on multiple charges, including 9 counts of disinterring a dead body. Prosecutors say Medina identified Delgado to police, but Delgado's lawyer questions Medina's motives.
Here it came from a person who has been charged, is held on high bail, and has some motivation to push the facts away from him. So I just ask that you keep those things in consideration.
Since the incident, the city has taken precautionary measures. The city manager's office says new padlocks were installed in all mausoleums and new cameras are being installed. Patricia Nicholas, Worcester News Tonight.
The Blackstone woman whose 3 babies were found dead inside her filthy home will still face murder charges. A judge rejected Erika Murray's request to dismiss the charges. Police found the skeletal remains of her children in 2014 when they raided Murray's home. She will face murder charges in 2 of the 3 children's deaths. Her attorney argued there is no evidence Murray neglected the children or caused their deaths. A man and a woman from Webster face drunk driving charges. Police say after hearing a loud bang, an officer monitoring traffic witnessed 23-year-old Natalie Sullivan get out of the driver's seat of a car and get into the passenger seat. And he saw 21-year-old Jared Brinkley get into the driver's seat and drive away. Both were arrested after Brinkley registered a .28 on the breathalyzer and Sullivan registered a .2. Congressman Jim McGovern hosting a conversation with Massachusetts at Holy Cross today to talk about his policy priorities in 2016. McGovern says one of his top priorities is to help end hunger. He says if you add up all the money politicians spend on campaigning and put it towards ending hunger, a lot would be different. The congressman also gave advice to students at Holy Cross who are interested in joining politics. He says his best advice is to just do it. McGovern says strong investments in higher education in Worcester and Central and Western Mass is a big priority for him.
I think the values represented here at Holy Cross, are the kind of values that I think can help change the world. And I'm always impressed by the students here who volunteer at food banks and who give so much back to our community. They have a good sense of purpose. They have a lot of compassion, a sense of social justice.
The Oval at the Common has been a popular winter destination in the city over the last few years, but today there was a unique spin with curling on the Commons. The Petersham Curling Club hosting the event, the club teaching those that stop by some of the basic rules of the sport and even giving them the opportunity to try the sport out. The club says they're always looking for ways to get the word out for this Olympic sport.
It's a little difficult at first. It's a little hard to explain when I've been doing it for quite a while, but it's a lot of fun, yeah.
It's very much a team sport. It takes 4 people to play, and it takes all 4 people because one person's throwing the stone, 2 people are sweeping, and 1 person's watching the strategy. If you want to think of it, it's kind of like a combination of shuffleboard on ice with the strategy of chess.